a long, long time ago. You might remember right here in this galaxy, episode 8 of BandLab plus Coffee, Coffee plus BandLab, BandLab plus Coffee, Coffee plus BandLab. No. Coffee, coffee, coffee on a magical adventure. Episode 8 of BandLab plus Coffee, featuring R2Zhi out of India. It looked a little something like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab plus Coffee. It's that time again. So
yeah,
let's jump into BandLab and find our next BandLab plus Coffee artist, because this kind of stuff just makes my day, the way that I can just get into the groove without having to think too much. But at the end of the day, we always ask ourselves as artists, does this vibe? And this
vibe? That was Void, the extended mix. You can find that on the BandLab plus Coffee playlist on YouTube, episode 8 of BandLab plus Coffee. Does it vibe? An excellent question to ask, past DJTatious. Let's go on another adventure with R2ZhiMusic and find out if we're still vibing. But in order to do that, it can't be here. We've got to head to the lab.
Time to wake up, wind up, and cue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Push Me Away, Deep House / Slap House by R2ZhiMusic. Again, out of Kolkata, West Bengal, India, repping 2.05 thousand followers. The description says, I'm delighted to announce my return with a new release, Push Me Away. It's time to incorporate some Deep House / Slap House styles to my repertoire. And they entered this into the Why July contest, which we should be getting results for any day now, I would imagine this week. This track is also forkable, so if you're feeling vibey after listening, let's create some cool stuff. Here we go. Okay, I'm already in.
Darkness turns the room cold as we're falling out.
Good vocal samples. Good delay. This is a really good hi-hat rhythm. I like it. Oh yeah. This is driving past streetlights at 2 a.m. It's chill, but it's just vibey enough to keep you awake. Oh, I really like that vocal note. Those really washed out synth hits. Wow. Wow. I really like the pulsing and dipping bass there. Wow, 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 wow. Lots of subtle changes in the music. You can see the waveform stays pretty hot, but if you listen closely, the hi-hats drop in and out, the bass does different things, the vocals come and go with certain vocal tricks. Got a quarter note delay here. Follow in with the beat. And we're not overusing it, so it sounds really special. We don't have that same quarter note delay over here. Nice. That ending where that sounded like a 4-minute shift on that vocal. Sounded really cool. Great job, R2Zhi. This is, I would say this is an upgrade from the last track that we had on BandLab plus Coffee, which just goes to show, I mean, 4 months is a long time in music world, as long as you're operating on your craft, working on, operating in, finishing tracks. This is phenomenal. This vibe keeps us glued to the music and gives us just enough change to be dynamic, but not so much change that we're taken out of this very vibey deep house kind of feeling. I get the same feeling from a lot of trance music keeps you in a trance, right? Really, really loved how I almost said what I loved without prefacing with, it's time for 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love in here is this hi-hat rhythm that kind of just throughout the song. Let's hear it.
So hard to keep but all of my ghosts, they all know me.
And here's why I like it. In the background, there are a couple things going on. Not only is it driving the track to its first destination, but in the background, whether it is the delay or the reverb, or whether we are intentionally using pitch shifting, there is some going along with the hi-hats. Now, I don't know if those are harmonics or if they're intentionally placed on a separate track, but if you give it a really close listen, the hi-hats cease to become and begin to become something a little more, which gives us a lot more depth, a lot more texture, a lot more character. Let's take a listen.
So hard to keep but all of my ghosts, they all
It sounds really cool, and it leads us to the next parts of our song. And they even choose to use it dynamically to shift from one part of the song to the next part of the song. Not only do we add in some bass ideas to the track, but we also drop the hi-hat rhythm for the transition, which makes the transition much more dynamic than if we had just left it playing all the way through and gotten tired of it. But by taking out such an important element, either things are about to change or this is important, so pay attention. So I really love that about this track. The second thing I love is how we are using delay and reverb. If you listen to the vocal samples, chops, I don't know if they were recorded. R2Zhi, you can maybe let us know in the comments. Or anyone else, you're welcome to give your take on this. I always want to hear the 2 things you love. The vocals themselves, if you listen to them, they are treated separately in different parts of the track. Some quarter note delays, sounds like some 8th note delays, and then the reverbs shift slightly if we listen to it here, and then especially at the end. You can hear you push me away, and then the delay throw, you're only getting the me away, me away. You push me away, and then the delay is me away. And if we continue listening, you've got the really washed out oh to give us some texture and flavor in between those. And then down at the end here, we have this, which is a glaring example. Now, I can't tell you because we don't have lyrics. Give me lyrics. I can't tell you if it says catch me or what it says exactly there, but whatever that is, that catch me is not rocking the same delay that push me away is. And so it creates this really nice separation where you get the catch me and then you get push me away, push me away, push me away. And it just creates this really great ambience to keep you locked into this track. Really great, really great. So that is the second thing I love, that really intentional way that we're using delay and reverb to keep everything moving, but also to keep us locked into the track and make it dynamic. And then the first thing being those hi-hats and that rhythm, keeping everything moving as well, but also using such a prominent element to remove and replace into the track to let us know very clearly something's coming or something's changing. And you can see that where the waveform dips here, we get some really good dynamic shifts. We take a break and then we drop the hi-hats back in. So good. You know what I think though? If there's one thing that I want more of, I think it is a more cohesive vocal melody. I really like how this is, the elements of this track all fit together. I like how the vocal plays out. And I like that the vocal is giving us more of an idea rather than lyrics. So rather than focusing on, you know, she left me, she went away, and now I'm doing this, therefore that, it's more of a vibe of, I want you to feel the feeling of push me away. And not necessarily, I don't necessarily want to tell you a specific story of being pushed away. I just want you to understand how I feel through the music. So this is a very, very track inspired, very musically inspired track. But I think the one thing I want more of is I think I want more of that story in there. And I'm not quite sure how I would do that. Although while I really like the Push Me Away hook, I think I would make that a chorus B. And I would probably come up with something a little more upfront and less washed out for a chorus A that had a little more to do with my subject matter. Now, that being said, I completely understand that in this genre of music, this is very common to feel the music rather than to hear anything going on lyrically. But as a songwriter and someone who writes a lot of pop music, that's just kind of my sensibility, is either to tell a story or to let the hook be driven by lyrics in tandem with the melodies of the instrumental, versus here where we are doing a lot of feeling because of the instrumental, which I love. So take that with a grain of salt. But in the future, maybe looking for a vocal collaborator, someone to write to this instrumental for you and then sing it for you. I know we have a lot of talented artists on BandLab who offer their vocal services. So that's just one thing that maybe I would take away from that. Don't push me away just because I said it though, okay? All right. So Push Me Away, awesome track, 107 likes, including one of our own, over 1,000 plays, 1.16 thousand plays. I am delighted to announce that we loved it, and I think that everyone should head on over to BandLab and follow at RI5_HI_R2ZhiMusic out of India. And, you know, while you're over there, why don't you just go ahead and follow DJTatious on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. We're on all of them. With that being said, thanks so much for starting your week with BandLab plus coffee, waking up, winding up, and queuing up with me and another excellent BandLab track. And I will see you next time.